All right, all right. Positive energy all the time. Good to see everyone tonight. Here we go. Here we go. Rep your city, rep your city. I am representing Chicago. Chicago, Illinois is in the building. We have Northeast Alabama in the house. We have Pittsburgh in the building. We got the NOLA in the house. We got North Miami Beach here. San Jose is in the building. New Jersey is here. Benton is in the building. Atlanta is here. So rep your city, one and all. Hope y'all having a great day. Here I go with a very interesting question. Does FBA support ICE? And this is something that I've seen on social media. And that's a very interesting question. Very interesting question. Very, very interesting question. For sure. We got Detroit in the building. What sparked this one? I seen it on social media. I seen somebody ask, does FBA support ICE? Kay says yes. Kay, are you FBA? The beautiful and lovely Lady Lioness said Black Americans live rent-free in folks' heads. We got Baltimore in the building. Okay, are you FBA? It's very interesting conversation for sure. Very, very interesting. I have to admit that. When you say FBA, that's not just me. So I have to think about it. For foundational Black Americans as a whole. Very intriguing. I had to think about that. Even with myself, I had to think to myself, do I support ICE? I had to think about it. That's not a good thing. Yeah, that's not good. So I had to think about my own journey. I had to think about my relationship with uh, foreigners, immigrants. And the first thing I thought about was the black ones. Because I figured if I thought about the non blacks, the answer would be absolutely yes, with no hesitation. But we'll get back to them later. So I had to think about the blacks first because if I support uh, ICE, I'd have to support it around the board. So if I support ICE to get the Venezuelans and everybody out of here, I would have to also support them deporting black immigrants. So I had to think about that, which isn't good. That's not good. I got to think about it. That's not good. But I did. I had to think about it. Whose fault is that? So I can't speak for everybody, but I could speak for myself. So I was like, ugh, on the streets, ICE is kind of like the police. Ugh, you know. So I had to think about that. So I began to, rewind my mind to figure out why do I even have to think about it? It seems like it would be an easy no, but it's not. One reason it took a minute for me to think about it, because uh, I had to go back and think about my own personal life and what I've dealt with. I came up young. After I got out of high school, I started studying a lot of African studies, studying Dick Gregory, studying Dr. Ben, Chancellor Williams. So I became what you would pretty much call probably a uh, Pan-African, studying a lot of African studies. And I was young. Listened to a lot of reggae, growing my dreadlocks when nobody knew what dreadlocks was. And began to hang out with a lot of brothers from the Caribbean, brothers from the Virgin Islands, but mostly Jamaicans and Trinidadians. Never really had a relationship with Africans. Africans, I met a couple African brothers, was kind of cool, but Africans have really not been positive in terms of saving Africans from ICE. I speak for Foundational Black Americans. We have no worthwhile relationship with Africans. Africans have gone out their way to stay away from us. So, in terms of fighting ICE for Africans, why would I do that? Why would I care? Why would I care? So the question becomes, are you an enemy or a friend? I would say overall that Black immigrants are enemy to FBA. I know some really cool Jamaicans and stuff, but I would say overall that Black immigrants are a bigger enemy than white people, because you expect whites to act a certain way. But when whites can use Blacks to take jobs and opportunity from you, these Blacks become a mortal enemy. And this is exactly what is happening. Africans have only come here to take away from us, period. These are facts. Nobody's going to like it. Africans have come to take from us. They can't really take away from white America, but they can help white America treat us bad. And so white America used Black immigrants to fight against us, making Black immigrants the enemy. Now, that's hard for me to say. I'm going to go through how I come at that conclusion. Like I said, I was young coming up, young brother, comedic, dreadlocks. I began to hang out with different brothers and sisters in the diaspora. My first wake-up call was I was hanging out with some Trinidadian brethren, nice brethren. They lived in Harvey, Illinois. We'd go there and they would cook, show me how to cook outside. I get a taste of what it's like living in the islands because I'm from Chicago. I don't know anything about cooking outside. I don't know nothing about grating up coconut to cook ital or anything like that. So the first time I realized there's a problem, I'm, Peter Tosh. No matter where you come from, as long as you a black man, you're an African. I done bought into that 100%. Now, the first chink in that armor was one night, the Trinidadian brother said, let's go to the reggae spot. We had a reggae spot called a Wild Hair, where they would have reggae every night, seven days a week, because local bands would play there. I played there with my local band, Nyakoma. And this was the first thing that showed me there's a problem. So I got a lot of Rasta brethren from Jamaica. I come to the club with some Rasta brethren from Trinidad. Now the Rasta philosophy is no matter where you come from, you're African. I'm FBA. At that time, we don't call ourselves FBA, I'm a Black American, right? I'm buying into this concept and I'm loving it. When we get down to the club, I come in with the Trinidadian brothers. I'm excited. I'm young. I'm extremely young. I'm like 20. I'm like 20 years old, 20, 21. I'm a baby. I'm excited. Oh, yeah. Black people together, Black unity together. We come into the club. We walk in. When we walk in, the band I played with was there. Some Jamaican Rastas, some Rastas from Jamaica, because that's what they're supposed to be. They're supposed to be Africans from Jamaica, Rastas from Jamaica. I'm supposed to be an African from Chicago. They're supposed to be Africans from Trinidad, right? That's what they teach. I walk past them, I greet them. We go, the Trinidadian brothers stand there. I stand there with them. I came with them, so I'm standing there with them. I tell them, wait a minute. I go to holler at my brethren that I play in a reggae band. When I walk up to the brethren, I'm super excited. All these Black people from all over the world, oh, this is great. Black unity. These are Rastas at the forefront of Pan-Africanism. When I walk up to my Jamaican brethren, the Rastas from Jamaica, I say, yeah, man. They say, yeah, Ramesses. Yeah, man. And then one of them say, Ramesses, what you doing to my Trini boy there? Hey, you got to put yourself in my position. I'm tripping right now. Because they don't like the Trinidadians. They don't even know them. They all Rastas. They teach it. The band I play with is playing all of this, all over the world, Black people music. It's what they on stage singing. But when I come out, I go talk to them, I say, what you do with them Trini boy there? I'm like, what? So right there, I didn't want to play with the reggae band no more. I didn't want to play with them no more. Because they didn't shatter my whole vision. This is the first time. They didn't shatter my whole vision. I'm like, what? This is all new to me. I don't know they don't like each other. I'm going by what they all saying out their mouth, which means Then when they saying out their mouth, what do they think about me when I'm not there? Yankee boy. See what I'm saying? You see? Oh, they phony. Oh, this is phone. They just play. Oh, okay. They just on stage talking. Oh, this is phony. I don't want to play with them no more. And I quit. I stopped playing with the bad. I'm not really formulating what's going on because I'm still young. Something's going on with my life, hanging out with the Trinidadian brothers. I decided to, go to Hawaii, go to LA, go to Hawaii, go around the world. So I go to LA. When I get to LA, I'm not picking up no bad vibes too much at the reggae shows and things like that, right? So I'm not really picking up nothing. So boom, next thing I go to Hawaii. Go to Hawaii, stay about 4 or 5 years. I come back to LA. When I get back to LA, there's more Jamaicans in LA. Rastas, when I start hearing this, Yankee boy, this, and he's a yard man, this, and they're Jamaicans now. The Rastas. They're no longer Africans from Jamaica. They are Jamaicans. Ah. So I'm seeing this is all phony, and I'm learning about Black immigrants and their strict division. Don't let nobody fool you. Blacks from Africa and the Caribbean, they live divisive. No matter what nobody tells you. They do not deal with unity. Period. They deal with tribalism. Totally. Anybody tells you anything different is a liar and ain't got no skin in the game like me. I got skin in the game. I was really in the mix years ago. Okay? So I'm back in LA now. And I'm seeing it now heavier than ever with the Jamaicans. Because it's mostly Jamaicans. There's some Rastas out there from the Virgin Islands, and the Jamaicans from Jamaica and the Jamaicans from the Virgin Islands are not cool. I went around a lot of Trinidadians, but the VI posse and the J posse was not cool. My vibe begins to get dark because now I'm kind of on wartime with the Jamaicans. Because my vibe is like, you do know you're in the United States, right? So now I'm becoming territorial. My vibe is like, don't come on my turf. This ain't Jamaica. This is my turf. Right? This is the birth of that whole FBA concept before I know FBA. So you see how I'm dressed. I'm a revolutionary, but my vibe now right? My vibe now is I know you're not trying to come to the United States to my turf with that, playing with me. So now all my militancy and all my war mind is starting to go towards blacks too. It's starting to go towards blacks. Tethers. Because they were definitely tethers because they was anchoring themselves here to play reggae music and to make money, but they really didn't have no love for the people. They was anchoring themselves to a black unity philosophy, but only to make money, to play reggae. That's a tether. They were connecting themselves to this ideology of no matter where you come from, as long as you're a black man, but they didn't believe that at all. That's a tether. So lots of rosters in the 80s, Jamaican rosters was tethers. 100%. Tethers. They didn't really get along with the Belizeans like that either, but the Belizeans wasn't roster. The Belizeans was just Belizeans. They only had a couple of my Belizeans, only a couple of them was rosters. The Belizeans was just Belizeans. They didn't show no sign of any type of African concept anyway. And very few Trinidadians. Very few Trinidadians was into a Pan-African concept. Very few Belizeans. They was mostly just bald-head bomber clots, right? Bald-head, them, just ain't no nothing. And then a lot of the Jamaicans was phony. That's why reggae died. All right. So that vibe is tripped out. So I end up coming back to Chicago. And now I'm doing festivals in Chicago. And at these festivals, well, no, let me go back. So when I'm in LA, I'm selling T-shirts and stuff at these reggae shows. And here come the Africans. Tethers, straight up. So now the Africans started coming to like the reggae type events, like 10 of them, 15 of them, and setting up booths with just wrinkled up shirts, just a bunch of reggae shirts in a plastic bag, and just, like straight from Africa. No, okay. And I mean Africa in a negative way. So they start invading the reggae scene and the black conscious scene just because they was Africans. They did not have no concern for black consciousness or nothing. They was only there to exploit it and sell African junk or reggae stuff and exploit that they was Africans for the benefit of money, but they really wasn't into the concept. Straight pirates. So they cheapened everything. Oh man, once the Africans came, a Bob Marley shirt was worth nothing. We could sell Bob Marley shirts $25, $35, like that. Once the Africans invaded the black conscious events, they ruined it. They had shirts balled up, $5 for a Bob Marley shirt. No, nothing but some tables. Come and just throw some tables and throw their stuff up there, like straight from the back alley of Africa. Like no class, no culture, straight vampires. No, don't like black people at all. But come to the black event and try to use the fact they was Africans because they see that there's some like a Pan-African culture. So here they come and explain. They don't give a damn about none of that. I used to hate to see them come to the events. It was just pitiful. Pitiful. So that's the first time now I'm seeing the Africans. They ain't on nothing. They ain't on nothing. These are people you never see. They never deal with you, but they pop up at an event where they think they can exploit and make $1. The way they sell, the way they merchandise was, they only talk to you if you're going to buy something. They don't like you. They don't like you at all. They don't like you. They don't care nothing about Pan-African culture or nothing. They just trying to exploit it to make $1. They ruined, oh man, they trashed the black events, trashed them, just ruined them. Ruined them, just destroyed them. all across the country, the Africans ruined the Black cultural festivals. The Africans destroyed them. The Africans. You go to a Black conscious thing and you'll see the Africans got 10 booths. They all together. Everybody else, that lady got a booth, that we all separate. They come like I don't know what the hell you call it. They come in a big group. And they sit up there. And they just throw that African junk out there, right? I'm beginning to see that a lot of these things they sell in look like they shipped heroin in them, allegedly. And once they ship them over here and take the heroin out, then the poor ones sell the African junk. Yeah, they only use, if it's money, they'll come. Other than that, they don't like you. They won't deal with you at all. They're the worst. And when I'm talking about Africans, I'm talking about 97% of them. This is their culture. This is how they are. They're only here for the money. Even the ones that's doctors, lawyers, they're only here for the money. And the only ones that they're friends with is the women, because they sleep with the women. 99% is correct. So the only person that knows them is the women, because they come to exploit the women. They have no relationship with the Black men. They only have a relationship with our women. They marry them. They do all stuff to get their green card, you know. The sisters the only one know them. The brothers, we don't know them at all. This is like in the 80s, in the late 80s, 87, 88. Horrible. So I ended up coming to Chicago. So I come to Chicago. And I start working festivals in Chicago. I worked a festival that this brother and sister was doing big, nice, beautiful festivals down on Grant Park. They had a big 3-day festival with Miles Davis. This is the first time Miles was going to perform in years, because, you know, Miles had got bad on that stuff, and Miles hadn't been performing. And Miles had picked his trumpet up and was doing this premiere concert. It was Miles Davis, it was Frankie Beverly and Mace, and a whole bunch of great artists. Oh, it was off the chain. So me and my queen get there, we set our booth up. When we set our booth up, let's say all of this is a park, and this is like a driveway, right? This is like a driveway. So imagine on both sides of this is grass. There's grass everywhere in this, right? And then this come through the grass and leads to this, and both of these is like driveways, and there's grass all around there. So we're all set up, and we're set up across like that, all to the grass, to where the driveway's at and across. I'm like right here. So the brother and sister during the event, they come and they say, you all got to move out of this driveway spot, because this is for emergency in case an ambulance got to come. Makes all the sense in the world. I move over. Boot, right there. Brother, sister, move over, but some Africans, they stay right there. 2 booths, 2 tables of these Africans. The brothers and sisters is Foundation of Black Americans during the event. They asked the brothers and sisters, y'all got to move the fire marshal, because I think the fire marshal, not the people during the event. This is downtown Chicago. They from the backwoods of Africa. They don't know nothing about no type of professionalism like that. It's obvious. Because we tell them the fire marshal, don't even know what that, the fire marshal can just shut the whole event down. It's over. This is basically City Hall. The mayor, basically, said you can't have your booth here. The Africans don't want to move. No, we're not move. No, we don't move. No. I'm saying y'all gotta move. The fire marshal gonna shut the event down. All they gotta do is slide over on the grass. No. The brother and sister have the event come. They plead with the Africans. Could you slide over some? No. It's almost time for the gates to open because the vendors have to be there early, have everything set up because when the gates open, can't have no cars or anything like that. So the brother and sister plead with him. Finally, the brother, he calls security. Some big old black American brothers come up with the little like golf cart thing and just grab their stuff and throw it in the back. Tell them they got to leave the whole event. One of the African brothers, he say, you black Americans ain't nothing but some slaves anyway. At Chicago, at our event, at basically a foundational black American event, the man, it ain't no lot of Africans here. This is all us. The Africans say, you black Americans ain't nothing but some slaves anyway. Now, I'll be having security with me because at night we got to pack up. So I go for the what? My queen like, no, Ramesses, don't. Don't. So I run up on the African. I'm on bully time now. Now I'm like, this Chicago. This ain't Ghana. Bro, you know where you at. So right now, I'm on some basically Chicago shit. I'm like, you are African. Like you not, bro, you are African. I know you ain't in my city where I'm born. I know you're not talking crazy, so I'm ready to whoop dude. On my soul, I'm ready to whoop him. I ain't lying. I'm ready to whoop this dude. So I take it too far. I ain't gonna lie. I take it real far. Of course, there's other black Americans there. They standing behind me. And the vibe is like, dude, you know where you at? This is the first time I realized I don't like these Africans. Because the other Africans didn't even get him. They should have got him. They didn't. Okay? They didn't say nothing. That was the first time I said, oh, you can see they agree with him that we ain't nothing but some slaves. You can see it. You can see it. So the whole idea is not to mess up the brothers and sisters show. My queen is like, calm down. At this time, I got PTSD. I had got stabbed. I came back, and I was half and half. I was shake and bake, right? So I was half and half. I was half street, half, still doing what I was doing. So I had one foot over here, and I had one foot on some gangster shit. I'm at the positive stuff. Dude stop messing with my PTSD. I'm ready to do them dirty, but I'm going to mess up the Brothers and Sisters show. And my queen is pissed. So I had to just focus on setting my stuff up and making my money. They had to get out. He kept apologizing. I'm sorry, my brother. I'm sorry, my brother. And I kept looking like this. Because my queen said, don't say nothing. He's like, I'm sorry, my brother. Please forgive me. And I'm looking down like, you know what I'm saying? You sorry. Now, you ain't sorry yet. I wanted you to be sorry, but this is the event. Now, I wanted you to really be sorry. So all that summer, at every event, he kept coming apologizing, and I kept having to not mess up the events. So that's got a lot to do with why, when you say, do I support ICE grabbing Africans and throwing them out? I don't got no good relationship with Africans. Not really. My relationship with Africans is bad. Yeah, he was standing what he was standing on. You know what I'm saying? And he had to get a pass because he's always at somebody's event. If I could have caught him out on the street or at a store or something, we could have handled that. I would have made him really, hey, listen, I would have really made him sorry. Now, I'm not promoting no violence or nothing like that. I'm just telling the story how I was, how I felt. I didn't like that. And I didn't like that for me. I didn't like him talking to the brothers and sisters like that. I didn't like it. I didn't like him talking to the brothers and sisters like that. The Jamaicans, a lot of them had the same thing. That's why they got deported. They got deported. Bad things happened to the Jamaicans in Chicago. Bad things. Because they end up playing with gang members. And all kind of bad things. I don't want to say it's too criminal to say, but bad things in Chicago. Bad things happened to the Jamaicans in Chicago. Bad things. Because in Chicago, if you said the wrong thing to a brother, you didn't say nothing to a brother. You said something to a whole gang. There ain't no just brothers. You know, if dude is a Blackstone, you didn't messed up, bro. It's different. Oh, you didn't messed up. Because they have their own network. And all the Stones gonna know in just a matter of minutes. And it's gonna be up. Same thing they did when I left LA. When I was leaving LA, same thing. They did something foul to the Crips and went bad. It went bad. Because they did something foul to the Crips and a foundational Black American got hurt because of that. Because all they knew is he was a Rasta. And they seen him in Hollywood and they shot him. But he was from Chicago, but they didn't care. Because you did that stupid stuff as a Rasta. And the Crips don't know one Rasta from another. Seriously. My man Jabrir, he lost his He got hurt behind that. This brother standing right over the baby, John Bunny, he was rehearsing over in the Roller 60 neighborhood where I used to work in that house. And some people went in that house and unalived everybody in the house, including him. They was in there having band practice. And whoever did it, they didn't leave nothing. They didn't leave a guitar cord or extension cord. They didn't leave a drum. They took everything, extension cords and everything. All because them Jamaicans got out there in L.A. playing with the wrong FBA. I had left. It went bad, but it was starting before I got there. It was dangerous to be a Rasta because they got out there not understanding, bro, you in L.A. And some of them Jamaicans that was pretending they was Rastas, that was really bad, man, made it dangerous for everybody with dreadlocks out there playing. So I'm telling all that because when you start saying, do FBA support ICE? Another way to ask that is, do we care if they deport all these people don't like us? The answer is no. Why would we care about anybody that don't care about us? Explain that part. Why would we care about any of these black people in the diaspora at all? No, he wasn't no, that's not no Mexican. He's not Mexican. He's not Mexican, he's black. Yeah, he's not a Mexican. That's not a Mexican. It's a little black baby. A lot of our babies be born light and then they darken up. Yeah, it's not no Mexican. There wasn't a lot of Mexicans like that in LA. They was like in their neighborhoods. It wasn't like it is now in LA back then in the 80s. So the black area was all black. This one of these brothers, kids. Whose baby is that? That's one of their kids. I think it's the brother all the way on the left. On your left with the blue shirt with the Africans on. I think his queen was kind of light skinned. I think that was his baby. Matter of fact, I'm pretty sure that's his baby, the brother all the way on the left. Him and his queen, they made clothes and crowns and stuff. He probably made that shirt with the Africans on he got on. Yeah, I think that was his little boy. That baby don't look Mexican anyway. I'm not sure if you trolling or whatever. This your first warning, though. One more weird comment, I'm going to get you out of here. So, all that ran through my mind. It's like, do you support ICE? Well, to me, it's not just do I support ICE. The question is, do I want to save immigrants? And my thing is, it's hard to want to save somebody that you have no relationship with. Now, I got some Jamaican friends, but you just never know what people say about you when they're not around you. So I really can't trust all my Jamaican brethren. I can't really trust them. Once I seen the brethren say that slick stuff about the Trinidadian, of course I thought, well, what do they think about me? I can't really trust you. You know? Once we get in an argument, they say, boy, is that Yankee boy? All that's going to come out. See what I'm saying? How can I trust you when this is a part of your culture? So pretty much everybody's at war with us and we just mind our business. And people come to this country and they come to this country, they feel inferior under white supremacy. And to get some type of superiority, to step on something, they like to step on us. Typically. That's how I feel about black immigrants, Hispanic immigrants, all of them. Especially all the non-white ones. They come here, they're never really accepted by white supremacy. But what they try to do is get closer than us. Jamaicans caused a lot of problems everywhere. That's why they got deported. That didn't work out very good in gang areas like Chicago, like LA. They took major L's. They took a lot of L's in gang territories because they didn't understand that. They were from Jamaica. They didn't understand you can't come to Chicago playing with GDs and Blackstones, bro. You what? So a lot of them got deported quickly. Now the Africans, they don't play. They just stay the hell away from us. They just don't like us. Typically, they just. I couldn't see myself marching for somebody that ain't got no relationship with me. Yeah, they accept less. Yeah, they come and they accept less and undermine us as black people. You know what I'm saying? They come, they undermine us, and they do stuff for cheaper. So lots of black Americans definitely support ICE. They want ICE to get immigrants out of here. We got enough problems. We don't need no other problems. And of course, we got no love for no black person that's going to come and side with somebody that been oppressing us. Of course, you're an enemy. What do you think you are? You're not here for any benefit. You're just here for our detriment. We don't benefit from no immigrants. Everything we get with white America. We don't get nothing with Mexicans. We don't get nothing with nobody from the Caribbean. And we don't get nothing from no Africans, South Americans, or nobody. The only people that we do business with and we get money with is white people. That's it. It don't make no sense that I got more white friends than black immigrant friends. I know some black immigrants, but I can't call them friends. I can't trust them. And you could be around a black Caribbean person, just you and them, and they got one vibe. But when you go into their territory where it's all them, they got a whole different vibe. Like when they in black America and they're around me and I'm at the beach or something when it's all black Americans, it's like this. But if I go to the Jamaican function, you could pick up the different vibe. You like, you know, second, third, or whatever. Basically, you like second or third. You know what I'm saying? And they do our women, especially the Africans. The Africans, man, I know so many sisters where Africans did them dirty. They get these women fall in love with them. And they have sex with these women, get a green card, and dump them, go get their other wife. They've done our queens. The Africans have done our queens really bad. And they hide their women and they exploit ours. That's a fact. With friends like that who needs enemies. So do I support ICE throwing them out? Yeah. Man, listen, all is fair in love and war. It's basically war between them. They trying to make it a soft war because they can't win. So because there's so many of us, we have war with these other black people, but they won't just go to war because they can't win. So they doing soft war. But it's definitely war. It's just not the type of war that we do here because we gangbang. Yeah, we don't benefit from their presence. We lose. He said, exactly, we do not benefit from the presence of any of the immigrants. During the last election, the question of how they benefit us was posed to one of the candidates who would not provide an answer. Exactly. They don't benefit us. They take away. They don't benefit us. If they would be accepted by white supremacy, they would take that acceptance. So now they finding out, right, that them people don't love them. Now they looking for fake camaraderie. Now that the people they've been sucking up to, want them out of here. And they find out the people they've been sucking up to, they respect us. They don't respect you. They respect us as a formidable opponent. And they was just trying to use you to beat us, but they don't like you. And nobody likes a rat. Once you betray your own people, even when you do it for your people's enemy, they will never like, nobody likes a traitor. This is where black immigrants have disgraced themselves in America. They get no respect from white America. White America does not respect them because they went in front of white America and betrayed their own black brothers and sisters. They get no respect. They will never respect them like they respect us. We be standing on business. When you're going against somebody, win, lose, or draw, they respect you when you stand up like a man, even if you lose. Black immigrants been on their knees. They show no strength. The only way they would have respect was to come here and galvanize with black Americans. They would have got respect. Because when a white person come here from another white country, they're going to lock in with white Americans. If some white Greeks come over here and become citizens, they're going to lock in with white Americans. If some white South Africans come over here, they're going to lock in with white Americans. Some blacks come over here, they ain't going to lock in with us. They ain't got the strength and the vibe of white men. White men going to stick together. Black immigrants ain't. See, in America, we gangbang and stuff like that. But anytime there's another enemy, we lock in. Now, I don't like spitting or doing anything because once you can't trust you. You know what I'm saying? It's not hate, but you can't trust you. I can't trust you. I can't trust you. I don't benefit nothing. So why would I be interested in helping you benefit in any kind of way when I get nothing from it? Let's take reggae. If it wasn't for foundational Black Americans, reggae wouldn't have went nowhere in the United States. I'll repeat that. If it wasn't for foundational Black Americans, reggae wouldn't have did nothing in the United States because the Jamaicans didn't have enough people to play the music. You had 5 bands and only 1 drummer. They had to teach us the music for reggae to work in this country. That's a fact. If you go back and you look at the old reggae bands, it's a whole bunch of Black Americans on stage. Even still today. And when they did Black Americans wrong, and Black Americans start doing them, they start putting white dudes in the band. You go look at all these bands, they got white dudes in there now because Black Americans start messing with them. That's a fact. When I played reggae with local bands in Chicago in the early 80s, it was 1 reggae drummer. His name was Big Youth. They had to teach Black Americans. I became tight with Jamaicans because they found out I played horn and they had me come and I played horn in the reggae band. That's a fact. I helped the reggae band. Then I switched to bass. But originally I was horn. So I be playing boom, 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 boom. And I was bum, 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 bum. Me and Bird. Bird was like a half white, half black dude. He played sax. Neither one of us was Jamaican. We was American. The girls singing. They was Americans. They ain't had no Jamaican women to sing in no reggae bands in Chicago. Not one Jamaican female song. They didn't. All the drummers was Black Americans. The bass players was Black. You had a couple Jamaican bass players, guitar players like that. But there's always at least 2 Black Americans to 2 to 3 Black Americans in every reggae band. You take them out, you ain't got no band. In Chicago, in LA, Black Americans without Black Americans, and 2/3 of their music was Black American. Facts. 2/3 of the music they played on stage was Black American songs, and they just make a reggae version. If you see me walking down the street, walk on by, they make a reggae version. You go look at all the reggae slow songs and look how many of them is Black American songs. 2/3 of them is Black American songs. All the love, every love song we made, they copied it. That's a fact. That's an absolute fact. The whole thing was taken from us. That's an absolute fact. That is an absolute fact. The whole thing They whole beginning. Bob, Bunny, Peter, they copied us. There go the Wailers right there. And there goes Smokey Robinson. This is before Bob, Bunny, and Peter started growing their dreadlocks. Look who they were trying to be like. Facts. Look who they were trying to be like. That's Bob Marley in the middle. That's Peter Tosh, the tall one, and that's Bunny Wailer, the short one. And there goes Smokey Robinson and the Miracles. Who's the originators? Who's the copy? You see, Peter Tosh got on white socks. He don't even know how to dress. Look at the Wailer. Look at Smokey Robinson. Anybody got no white socks? Only got black socks. Look at the original shoes at the Smokey Robinson. Look at the copies that the Wailers had to find to try their best. You know, they was poorer down there, so they couldn't get no suits. Look at the Smokey Robinson in them suits, and look at Bob Marley in them suits. No, not no comparison. They tried to pose. They tried to do everything like us. We built reggae music. We built everything down now. They was up here picking cotton, working in sugarcane. And they was listening to Fats Domino, and they was taking Fats Domino records and sending them to Jamaica. Facts. That's what started reggae. Reggae was started from Fats Domino. Facts. Give me a top reggae historian. I'll dog him. Reggae music started from Fats Domino when Jamaicans was coming up here working on the sugar cane, and they could buy records up here and send them to Jamaica and make a fortune. They was making a fortune sending American records to Jamaica. You get an American record up here for 25 cents, sell it down there for $2 Jamaican dollars. They was getting rich. And they took that sound from Fats Domino. That's what reggae came from. And they took that. I found my thrill. Oh, they took that sound. And then they made it made ska. Made ska. And then took ska and got up there with my brethren Kojo and Mortimer Planner, and they had the drum. So then they slowed it down. And put the 9-bingy drums with it. From ska, from Fats Domino. And Rita, now who was that? Marcia Griffith with the I3 said. They were down there listening to Aretha Franklin and them. That's who they learned how to sing from. Aretha Franklin, the Supremes and them. That's who Rita Marley and Marcia Griffith and Judy Mowat, the actors, that's who they used to listen to. They got the video where they telling it. Yeah, Little Lion Sound is doing a good job, though. He's mixing it with the American music. It sound good, though. I ain't trying to hate on them. I'm just talking about the history. But it ain't no love over these years. And that's why I gave y'all the background of all the negativity I dealt with dealing with Africans and brothers and sisters from the Caribbean. It was really not a really good experience. It was a bad experience. It was not really pro-Black. It was phony. So I started going to the reggae clubs. By the time you get to the 90s and I'm going to the reggae clubs, I'm going in there and with an intimidating, I'm going in there with other FBA And we kind of intimidating in there. Like I wish Ian would. I was on that. I wish you would type of vibe. So I used to go to the reggae spot because I'd be out hustling. That'd be the only thing open. And I liked the music, but I would go in there. But my attitude was pull it. My attitude was real stank. My attitude was nasty. I was on I was in on black Chicago gangster stuff. That's how I used to go to the reggae show. As a gangster. Like this my turf play. I kid you not. That's how I went. Oh, my whole energy was negative, was dark. I kid you not. When I used to go to the reggae club. Because I didn't like the vibe. From the time I went to LA, I just didn't like the vibe. I didn't like the vibe. I just didn't like the vibe. The vibe was not a positive vibe. And it was almost like, you know, like you're going to come here, you're going to run something. You know, that was kind of like the vibe. Like, how you going to come here and try to run something? You know, how you got, what kind of energy you got? You know what I'm saying? How you going to come here and try to run something here? You know what I'm saying? And try to disrespect us here. You know what I'm saying? So I would be up in the club real stank. You see my vibe? I'm trying to make my queen have a good time, but look at my energy. She's like, why you don't ever smile on the pictures and stuff? Because I'm in this environment. I'm on I wish her Ian would. I was on that. I was like, play. You know, I just got off work. I'm out here chasing money. I'm on the block. I'm outside. I'm in the black community. I'm out with the guys. I'm just sitting here at this reggae spot for entertainment. My world is Chicago, outside, on the west side. I'm out with the guys. All I got to do is pick up this phone. I could change the whole vibration in this whole club. All it takes is one phone call. Y'all don't run nothing on these blocks in Chicago on the phone. Why would I come to Atlanta? Atlanta got to stand on their own thing. I'm in Chicago. I ain't coming to Atlanta to fight y'all wars down there. Fight your own war. This the right. I ain't coming down there. I don't go out my way to go to no Nigerian stuff and starting up with no Nigerians. I was in a reggae club because I wanted to be in there. I like the music. I'm not just going. I wasn't just going somewhere. I was taking my queen out to listen to the type of music we like to listen to. I wasn't going in there to beef. I was just mean as hell. And I was just on gangster shit. I was just mean all the time at that period in my life. I was just mean. The only time I was nice is with her or my children. Anytime I walked out the door, I was very evil and very mean. I was a gangster. I've changed now. My book will explain that. But I wasn't in there. I didn't go there to start nothing with nobody. It's just I had been like that all day. I was just the same way I was all day. You know, I've had a dangerous line of work. Let's take a break and we'll finish. Yeah, I had a dangerous occupation. You know what I'm saying? On everything. Let's take a break. You know, the Jamaican bad men at that time, they would be beefing. They would be going to war, different crews, and you had to make sure nobody didn't get cocky, right? You know, you ever been around some bad dudes beefing? You know, they'll get cocky. So, you know, you have to put the energy out like, hey, listen, don't play with me, though. Y'all play with each other. Definitely don't play to Chicago. This is not Jamaica. So it's like territorial. You know, it's territorial. And the vibe is you not at home. You don't got no army like we got. Calm that shit down. You know where you're at. You ain't in Kingston, bro. So that was what the vibe is like. Respect my city. It's not your city. So that was my energy. You in my city. Pretty much. It ain't number 10 of y'all. You're in my city. Because a lot of them, they had a lot of bravado. The Jamaicans. So if you don't got a certain type of vibe, you know, they gon', you know what I'm saying? They have to be able to look at you and know, no, don't play. So when they see me, they're like, big up Ramesses. Yeah, big up. You know? They have to know. You know, with certain cultures, you can't be smiling. Because they see you smiling, like the Filipinos. If they see you smiling, they'll be like, oh, smiley. They'll play with you. It's just, when you do international, you'll learn what I'm talking about. When you're dealing with men, international men, you can't be smiling. They take that as a sign of fear. Seriously. If you smile, they don't take that. They take that like you're a pushover. What you smiling for? Oh, you scared of me. That's how they take it. Seriously. So when they ask that question, you know, it ain't no love out here. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's real good to love somebody, but they got to love you back. And, you know, we can't be loving these other blacks. They don't love us back. You how the song go, it's so good, what? Loving somebody when what? When somebody love you back. If they don't love you back, that just, it is what it is. I feel like a lot of black immigrants got to be deported so they stop playing with us. That's how I feel. That's just how I feel. I feel like a lot of black immigrants got to be deported for our future generation. Next time we deal with them, they're going to have more respect. That's what I feel like. I feel like they got to be deported. I don't want to hear no Pan-African stuff now. That you could have been did that. You know, some brother gonna say, no, we unity. Listen, man, where that's at, that should have been happening. So all you brothers talking that black unity, shut y'all asses up. Because that should have been happened already. And the fact that you ain't standing on the fact that that never happened, and that the majority of black people on this planet is Africans, that means it's the Africans' fault. The majority of black people on this planet are Africans. So if there's been no black unity, whose fault is it? It's only 50 million of us, it's a billion of them. Why there's no initiation for Africans to stand up and have unity? Why you want the 50 million to be the ass kissers? That makes sense to y'all? That we got to be the one to try to initiate to somebody that don't want to initiate that, not here or in Africa. Nobody's going to save you if they don't benefit and you an enemy. What do we lose by ICE deporting you? We gain. We gain jobs. We gain opportunities. We gain women. We gain. No, hell no. This Chicago. Chicago's the #1 black city in America. It hit different. This Chicago. You can't, bruh. Chicago is GD, BD, Vice Lord, Blackstone, Four Corner Hustle, Black Soul. Chicago is black gangs. That's Chicago. Hundreds of thousands of black gangs. That's Chicago. What area you gonna go play? Play with who? You know, in Chicago, you don't play with individuals. You playing with a gang. Off the top. Every black person in Chicago that's born and raised in Chicago is affiliated with a gang. Whether it's their cousin, their daddy, their stepdaddy, everybody. There you ain't got to be in the gang. Chicago is gang culture. This is what it is. In Chicago, we got police officers that gang members. They just not active. They just not doing gang stuff. But they gang though. They'll sneak you stuff in the county. County sheriffs will sneak you stuff in there. They just ain't just out. You know, people think gang members just don't be doing crimes. Dude grew up, he was a Blackstone, he was little. He been a Stone since he was in the 5th grade. He got up older, he got married, he stopped hanging out. He ain't really doing no gangster, but he's still Blackstone to the heart though. You don't never not be your gang no more. Even if you're not active, even if you're not doing no crimes, you still that. And in Chicago, as soon as you mess with somebody, they flip right back to gang mode. Ask somebody from Chicago, dude ain't gang banged in 20 years, play with him. He gonna be back GD. Hey, white flag, would you tell him, dude ain't gang banged in 30 years? I swear to God, go play with some of these OGs and get them mad. Watch what they start saying. Boy, you don't know, boy, I'm Almighty Vice Lord. I don't know, you know what I'm saying? I'm telling you in the dope. Do they? This is just the culture. Hard-working dudes that ain't did no gang stuff in years, but they own that if you play. And they guys gonna get down. They guys gonna get down though. Just on GP. It's different here. That's why I love Chicago. I love Chicago. I'm really not comfortable living nowhere else. Chicago's the only place I feel like I got backup. I don't be feeling like Black Americans got no backup where y'all live at. Chicago, I feel safer as nobody gonna play with black people in Chicago. And I mean nobody. Y'all see, Donald Trump did not come and play in Chicago. Listen, white flag. Did Trump and them play in Chicago? No. ICE is not here playing with us. Everybody thought they was. Oh, they come in Chicago. Right. And how did that work out? They came and they went quietly. They went and they looked for Venezuelans and they looked for who they was looking for. They did not come in our neighborhoods playing. You don't see us outside crying over nothing. The orders already went out to Black Americans. Stand down. In Chicago, we already told everybody to stand down. And most Black Americans, don't get involved. Don't be beefing with the Trump administration. Just stay out the way. This is what foundational Black America, this is what we on. We just stand out the way. Nobody don't bother us. We don't bother nobody. We not involved, period. Stand down. Don't be standing up for nobody. That's what we pushing. We not standing up for nobody. They can deport your whole family. We don't care. We are sick of everybody. We are not helping no more. They always been, Mexicans used us. Everybody used us for years. We not helping nobody. If they throw your ass out, bye. We sick of everybody. We sick of Africans. We sick of Caribbeans. We sick of Hispanics using us. Every time they get in trouble, they turn to minorities. Then once they get out of it, they back Mexicans. They back Puerto Ricans. They back Nigerians. Man, we ain't doing that no more. Fight your own battles. Fight your own battles. We not helping nobody. We wouldn't care if I stole you all out. Bye. Bye. That's your fault we don't miss you. Yes. So do we support ICE over Black immigrants? Absolutely. Yeah, we all the way from the South Loop as far as you can go south and west too. We all out in the south suburbs to you, damn near out of anywhere close to Chicago. And we out west too. But we not helping nobody. Period. We're not helping you. And you get out of line, we calling ICE on you. That's a fact. Yes, I would call ICE on you. Yes. ICE stay out here. Come get them the hell out of here. Oh, we snitching. We snitching on haters. Yes. We snitching. We snitching. We snitching on haters. They say, Pharaoh, gangsters ain't supposed to snitch. Gangsters been snitching. Al Capone car. Well, coppers, there's a factory full of liquor over there. They get Al Capone shit raided. Why you think all the Irish became the police? Because the Irish gangsters was working with the Irish police and tipping off to go raid the Italians. Yeah, they would do the same thing. Man, if they was in our position, they would get us all deported. Facts. And how many black people that went to Africa and had to leave? The whole situation in Ghana was a failure. All across the country. You got that one brother, he been in Africa going live all the time. Now he telling everything. Every country he been to ain't nothing but scamming. Over the whole continent, all they do is scam, scam, scam. You can't get no land or nothing over there. All they do is use you. You only their brother when you got $1. Everybody know how Africans is. Today, in 2026, the reputation of Africans is horrible. They got no respect in the diaspora. They're considered scammers and untrustworthy. In 2026, this is a fact. This is why black people are like, no, I'm Native American. Black people don't even want to be Africans no more. Like, I ain't no damn African. I'm Native American. Don't nobody want to be no African no more. To be an African is negative now. Man, we was already over here, man. I ain't from no damn Africa. I remember when black people used to be proud to say they're from Africa. Now that they had contact with Africans, I ain't from no goddamn Africa. Am I lying? Nobody want to be African. Nobody. Dr. Umar won't even go back to Africa and stay. He only go to scam. He'll never move to Africa and stay unless the police is after him and lock him up. No. Ain't nobody gonna have no revolutionary for nobody don't got no respect. They don't got no respect for their own people. So you know they ain't got no respect for us. So does FBA support ICE? Yes. Get all our haters out of here. Yes, FBA is calling ICE on people. Facts. That's a fact. That's a fact. Because all is fair in love and war. Ain't no rules in war. There ain't no rules in war. If you hate me, it's all, anything I could do to take you down, I'm going to do it. That's what's going on. Now, I'm not just walking around hating Africans, but I don't have no relationship with Africans. The African situation in Chicago went down. The Chinese took all their stuff. The Chinese went into Africa and got all the shea butter and cocoa butter and stuff now. The Africans went out of business because they didn't have no good reputation with Black Americans who they going to sell to. So all of the African shops we used to have back in the 60s, all that shit closed because they never had no good relationship with the people. Who gonna buy that shit? White people ain't gonna buy it. Hispanics ain't gonna buy it. Asians ain't gonna buy it. And Africans didn't know how to deal with Black Americans to even do no business. The sisters don't want to go to them to get their hair done no more. Pretty soon the African braid shop's gonna be closed. What I tell you? They're gonna stop going to you. Ain't nobody gonna go to no mean ass sister to do their hair. And you talking down on the sisters like that and they spending money with your black ass. And there's a sad part. The sad part is the Africans don't understand politics. And the worst thing they could have did was let white America see they don't like Black Americans. The Africans, they don't know the game. They don't know the game. One reason they're going to throw them out because they see you don't got no backing. See, they watching everything. And white Americans see that Black immigrants ain't got no respect for Black Americans. So they ain't got to worry about us standing up for you. Now they're going to do you dirty. By the time the Republican administration is done, it won't be hardly no Black immigrants in this country. They're going to throw you all out. That visa, they're going to reverse it. That birthright citizenship, gone. Your baby that was born over here is going to be back to Africa. And they're going to deport you and your baby. Because you let them see that you don't like us. So you don't got no back. And they're like, they ain't got no army to back them. Black Americans ain't fucking with them. You see, Africans ain't got no military mind state. That's why Africa messed up. They slow. And they let their enemies see division. So nobody's scared of them. Because you never let nobody see no division. Once you let somebody see division, they're going to run over you. This is why Black Americans are so powerful, because we don't show no ultimate division like that. Our division is temporary. So when brothers is gangbanging and stuff, that's only until something more important happens. When something more important happens, we snap in line. Everybody already know. We flip in a minute. We beat back one. They already know how we get out. Because they know the gangs and shit like that don't run nothing. They know the majority of whatever we say, everybody gonna go along with it. Everybody. A lot of people don't understand. The gangs gonna do whatever they mama and daddy and uncles do. They gonna jump in line. Them little boys, they gonna do what we do. When you piss off their mama and their daddy, they be listening. Shorty's listening. I remember one time, man, I was living down there on 31st. Down there in that area. I come out the apartment building. It's two black women getting out the cab. They older. They like 60. It's an African brother calling them all kind of names. Some foundational Black American elder women. This brother, you should see how he was talking to them women. And this is before we got to the point we at now. So I still had some compassion. So what I did to teach them a lesson, act like I didn't hear. I walked past them. And I turned around and walked up behind them. I said, hey. I said, see? Now what if that was my mama? You would have been out of here. And I told the brother, don't do that, bro. I told him, you playing a dangerous game. Because them women can tell somebody, go upstairs to tell somebody, and they come down that elevator and follow you. Now, what if that was my grandmother? He's like, you right, my brother, you right, my brother. Now, this is before all of this. Now, look at all of this hate and look at the division now. And imagine me walking down the stairs now, today, tomorrow, and catch an African slipping like that. Now, how would that go? It wouldn't go like it went 8 years ago. It'll go ugly. You see what I'm saying? He wouldn't have necessarily got a pass like that. He wouldn't have necessarily got no pass today. Now that there's a clear division, I would have looked at him more egregious, like, dude, because it's more clear they don't like us. That's why he was talking to the sister like that. I got a friend. He couldn't get a cab unless he pretended he was a Jamaican. The blacks wouldn't pick him up. Them black Africans, they wouldn't pick him up. He had to say, yeah, man, then they'll pick him up. And sometimes when they pick him up, they tell him, yeah, I don't mind picking you up. I just don't pick up no black Americans. He'd be like, Pharaoh, I wanted to do something to him because he didn't know I was a black American. Because he used to pretend, he used to talk like an accent. Yeah, man, yeah, I want to go to, he couldn't even do it good, but they still thought he was from the Caribbean. And he used to tell me how messed up they is. You know, I was with a queen downtown, We was at a nice hotel. This was about 3 years ago, maybe 2 or 3 years ago. And we wanted to go get some food. So she ordered a cab. And the brother picked us up. He was like Eritrean. He was from Eritrea. Man, that man didn't want to talk to us at all. And I just kept talking to him just to, you know what I'm saying? Just because. And it was killing him, man. I had videoed him. I had a video, but I lost my video. It must have been in one of my phones that broke. Man, that man, it acted like it hurt his whole body to even be nice and speak. It was a disgrace. I said, I ain't no way I'm going. Ain't no way I'm moving to Ethiopia over there to East Africa with them. Ain't no way. Ain't no way I'm going to live in that mess and be surrounded by haters. Nah, you can have it. I don't even want to visit Africa unless I just go buy some jewelry in Egypt and leave. I'll go get me some custom jewelry. But that's it. I don't want to visit Africa. I don't want to mingle with black Africans. For what? It's all going to be phony. They ain't really got no love. Now, I'm not teaching hate. I'm just saying they don't like us. They don't like us. So how long are you going to run behind somebody who don't like you? And yes, FBA will call ICE and get you out of here. We want you out of here. We've had enough. There's nothing you've done to make us want you to be here. We have no relationship. We don't look at you as brothers. If you look at the Pan-African brothers, they don't got no African support. It's 1 billion people in Africa. Go to any of these Pan-African brothers that be talking and see how small their audience is. Because even though they talking Pan-African, them Africans don't like them. Like Sarah soon said, them Africans don't like him. He Ferengi. He can talk all that he want. They don't like him. And they will never like him. Never. He should shut up and stand up for black Americans and talk about something over here and stop running behind Africans that wouldn't give him 2 cents. Then when something pop off, we the ones got to fight with him. He can't get them Africans to fight with him. I got to fight with him. But he constantly talking about Africans. If something pop off with Detroit, said he think them Africans going to help his goofy ass. He going to have to put some gangster in his general mentality. He too much of a fake general now. No, a G. I'm a G too, but the gangster, not no damn general, because a general ain't nothing if he ain't no gangster. But we live in a gangster-ass world. We don't live in no military world like that. The military is gangsters. Donald Trump is a gangster. Putin is a gangster. The guy that run Israel is a gangster. Actual speed just got called a collar. They're going to always call you something. That's all they do is name call. That's all they do. The Africans ain't smart. Why would you call brothers out their name and put your people in danger? You see what I'm talking about? That's why I don't mess with them. They slow. How long you think Africans going to disrespect black Americans before they put Africans over here in danger? I'm not going to do nothing to Africans over here. I'm just saying Africans is putting their own people in danger with the hate. They slow. That's like me. I'm talking about how they haters. I'm not talking about hating them. I'm talking about I don't like them because they haters. I would never get over here just trashing Africans and put black Americans in danger in Africa. Does that make any sense? Does that make any sense? I come over here and I'm just talking about Africans like a dog, calling them all kind of names and stuff. With Black Americans in Ghana and all over there. Ain't I putting them people in danger? All right, that's why I don't do that. I ain't here trying to trash Africans. I ain't here trying to call Africans names. I'm just saying they just not my friend. We have no friendship. To address what people say, do FBA support ICE deporting? Yes, because the Venezuelans not our friends. None of these foreign people that come here is our friends. When I was growing up and coming up in the late 70s and early 80s, Black Americans was standing up talking brown and black unity. The Mexicans finally got the chance to come up under Reagan and Bush, got to Mexico and got to California and turned on us. I remember when the Mexicans were talking brown and black love, when the Europeans didn't want to let them in the country. Soon as they got in the country, where black people stood up for them getting in the country, they started attacking blacks in Compton, burning, they firebombing their houses and all that. Look it up. How the Mexicans, when they finally started to take over LA, how they was attacking Black Americans in Compton. The same people that stood up for them before Bush and them even was not going to let them cross. There was a whole bunch of Mexicans in LA when I went out there in 82, 81 and 82. They weren't letting them people come across the border like that. That's when they was fighting for them. 81, 82, 83, 84, 85. That's when Black Americans was fighting for Mexicans, talking that black and brown love. And then Mexicans came up here and said, the hell with black and brown love. We La Raza. Started gangbanging against us. The same people that stood up for them. That's a fact. It was a little of that when I was out there. And I had got into it with a Mexican once. And I had to introduce a Mexican to Chicago. Because, once you come at them, my fingertips, you in Chicago. This is all Chicago. I don't care where I go. You see, wherever you live at, start out here. That's where you live. Inside these fingertips, you in the rack. Once this is how I live when I travel. All this is Chicago. This is the rack. I don't care if I'm in Italy, wherever I'm at. Inside these fingertips, you in Chicago. So you better stay your ass in where you at. You better stay in China. You better stay in Italy. You better stay in Mexico or wherever you at. Long as you out here, you in your place. You come within these fingertips, you in Chicago. That's how I function. I got a force field. This is Chicago. Wherever I go, Hawaii, wherever. The Samoans and all of them found out the hard way. No, me neither. The 1312156. Heck no. We got to stop trying to be everybody's friend. When I was in LA was super black. They fell off. All right, Susan, have a good night. They fell off. You know what I'm saying? So that's all I wanted to say about that. Does FBA support ICE? Yeah, a lot of them do. They want these people out of here. Yeah. I would say I support ICE. Definitely. I do not be upset when they kick all these people out that's not Americans. that's taking food off our table and ain't got no love for us. What I'm supposed to be? I'm supposed to care? Because you come up here from Venezuela trying to mean mug and try to start a Venezuelan gang up here to war with me? Are you serious? Because that's all you trying to do. You try to come up here, get enough Venezuelans, and then try to think you could go at me. But all is fair in love and war. Get you out of here. You was going to lose anyway. So it's better let the government do it than us do it anyway. You was going to lose. You don't know nothing about Chicago. You from Venezuela. We been doing this. You cannot come here. That's for all you immigrants. I don't know about no other cities, but I know you can't come here and play. LA is at a disadvantage because it's a whole California and they own the border. So they got overran with South and Central Americans. We way up north. You can't even get up here. And you're going to get up here in small numbers. If it's a problem, your number's going to stay small. You ain't going to never grow. You're going to go. But LA is right there, 2 hours from the border. They done took over San Diego. They trying to take over Texas. I don't know what y'all going to do in Texas. But blacks in Texas, if you don't watch it, you're going to be third-class citizens down there in Texas. So that's what I wanted to address. I had to think about it. And it's funny because, we don't support no police, but we support anybody against an enemy. And these people, they don't like us. We're not promoting hate. We are exposing the hate for us. I want this video to be clear. I am not promoting hate. I am saying that people hate us. They do not like us. They just don't. That goes for Africans too. Africans do not like foundational Black Americans. They do not like us. They don't like us. They just don't. And blacks in the Caribbean don't like us. They don't like us. If you look at brothers that be starting these little conscious little groups that ain't FBA, they always promote some kind of weirdo stuff. Why? Because they got to get stragglers to be a part of their movement. You know why? Because they don't like us either. So they have these straggler movements. It's always some kind of weirdo movement. That's what Dr. Umar. Dr. Umar don't like foundational Black Americans. He don't. He'll exploit us. You see the Bible say, the stone that the builder refused shall be the head cornerstone. So we the black people that was treated the worst. And then we rose up higher than everybody. And now everybody that watched us be the worst, they all hate us. They all hate the one that rose up out the mud. They all. The people on beliefs are cool until you move the beliefs and start making some moves. And start making moves with foundational Black Americans. I bet they flip on you. Everybody cool when they feel like you ain't no threat or you don't run nothing. But start running stuff and see. I've seen it time and time again. Nobody congratulates Black Americans for everything we've been through.